Well, hello there. I am Dean the Turkey Legster, and welcome to yet another Let's Talk Turkey here on this Tuesday night. It is Tuesday, the 26th of March. Dave Stragan, welcome in. Tina McNeil, welcome in. Wanted to go live tonight to talk a little bit about this holiday coming up, Easter, very important, especially for those of the Christian faith. Being, of course, we're in Holy Week. Was kicked off on Sunday with Palm Sunday, and I wanted to go live and just kind of chat a little bit about, about things and, just chat a little bit of encouragement later on in the stream. And this may not be a huge long stream, but I did have an article I thought we could talk about related to Easter. It is sunny for 9 p.m. I mean, I know the time just changed, but goodness. Anyway, it's kind of my spring, summer background. You can kind of look into my backyard, my beautiful trees, but the sun's going down. See, it's kind of lowish in the sky. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, I found an article that I wanted to look through, and it is 32 classic Easter traditions that have stood the test of time. Hey Ross, welcome in. And this is from countryliving.com. And if you want to read the article, I will put this in I'll put this link in the comments after the stream is done. So look in the comments section. I'll pin a comment down there. So this is from countryliving.com, and in the introduction, it talks about, goes like this. For followers of Christian faiths, Easter Sunday is an incredibly important holiday. Shortly after the close of Lent, Catholics and Christians alike gather to attend Christmas services, reflect on Easter Bible verses, and welcome warmer weather with spring-inspired Sunday celebrations. Developed over years both in America and around the world, the Easter traditions that mark the holiday have offered families meaningful ways to celebrate for centuries. And so there's a couple more sections to that introduction, but we'll skip right to the article. And these are 32 Easter traditions. 32 Easter traditions. And I don't think these are in any particular order. Welcome in, Don, the Hitchhiking Bones. Welcome in, howdy, howdy. So the first tradition on our list, first Easter tradition, is sending Easter lilies. Symbolic of purity and hope, Easter lilies are steeped in meaning in cultures around the world. The flowers are believed to have sprouted where Christ's blood and tears fell during crucifixion, as well as in the Garden of Gethsemane after his betrayal. Oh, Russ. Okay. Um, Number two, dye Easter eggs. There's a reason we're still dyeing Easter eggs today. Our predecessors passed down the fun activity at Easter time. Just look at this young woman busy at work painting holiday decorations in this old photograph, and peep the chick on her shoulder. Put your own twist on this tradition with these cute Easter egg decorating ideas. I guess I gotta show the young woman now, huh? Oop, oh, come on. Okay, there we go. There we go. And peep the chick on her shoulder. And number three, after you dye the Easter eggs, you hunt for Easter eggs. Number three, you hunt for Easter eggs. Number four, bake a cake. This is the one non-negotiable Easter tradition. There should always be Easter cake, and if your grandma is anything like ours, her Easter dessert is usually a carrot flavored in honor of the bunny. It's interesting they have that on the list. I never had Easter cake, was not usually a thing. Number five, serve the classics. And of course, you're talking about the meal, talking about traditional Easter dishes like ham or lamb chops, deviled eggs, and carrots. Number six, eat hollow chocolate bunnies. Ever wondered why this Easter candy must have usually has an empty filling? According to one of the oldest chocolate bunny confectionaries, R.M. Palmer, there's a method to the madness: dental health. If you had a larger size bunny and it was solid chocolate, it would be like a brick. You'd be breaking teeth. Mark Schlott, as Executive Vice President of Operations, explains. Next one, number seven, is fly kites. Up to the highest height, let's go fly a kite. This Good Friday tradition initially gained traction in Bermuda, where it's believed that a local school teacher used a kite to demonstrate Jesus' ascension into heaven for his students. Since then, Bermudians have flocked to Horseshoe Bay Beach for the annual Good Friday Kite Festival. That's interesting. That's a neat one. Number 8, get your feet washed. The origin of this Christian Holy Thursday practice goes back to the Bible. In the Gospel of John, Jesus chose to wash his disciples' feet during Passover, so members of the congregation were invited to have their priest do the same. Up until 2016, though, only men could receive the symbolic gesture. Number 9 should have been higher on the list, but again, I don't think these are in a particular order. Number 9, go to church. After all, it is the reason for the season. Pictured are John F. and Jackie Kennedy at Easter Mass with their kids, Caroline and John, in 1963, and I'll show the picture in a minute. Others might recall Easter vigils or Easter sunrise services. Speaking of, these early morning masses date back to 1773 and symbolize Mary visiting Jesus' empty tomb at dawn following his resurrection. I've sunrise services on Sunday, Easter Sunday, is something that I did several Easters growing up. I haven't done one recently. Our church doesn't do them, but I do remember I've done several growing up. So anyway, here is this picture of the Kennedys going to Easter Sunday. And again, that is 1963. Number 10, play music. Of course, that could be part of the church service, or a picnic, maybe Easter picnic if you have good weather in that part of the country. Number 11 on the list, baptize babies. Many Christian churches will hold a christening during services on Easter Sunday, for an extra meaningful ritual. Baptize the babies on Easter Sunday. Number 12, wear your Sunday best. Number 13, give chocolate eggs. Some things, such as chocolate, never get old. One of the most popular Easter candies, the history of chocolate eggs goes all the way back to the 1800s. So if you have any chocolate Easter eggs, you can send them to me. Number 14, wear an Easter bonnet. Tina said, yes, me too. I hated it because I had to get up at 5 o'clock because my mom insisted on being dressed up for church. Bath, hair twisted, and curled, dress in tights. Church was a half hour away. I'm sure you looked lovely, Tina, though. Russ says pool party. You could do that too in Florida. You could do that too. So number 14 on this list, wear an Easter bonnet. Da, 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 with all the da 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 da. I forgot the words to this song. Easter parade. Number 15, and gloves. So wear a bonnet and gloves. They separated those two. Number 16, pin on an Easter corsage. Women would wear dress corsages on Easter, typically given to them by their children or husbands. Number 17, gather around the table while they're serving their classics on the other item there. Whether they hosted a casual brunch party or the traditional Easter dinner, our elders understood the importance of gathering around the table. And then number 18, and the piano. Gather around the piano. Number 19, watch a classic. If you must watch something, make it a classic family film like one of our favorite Easter movies, 1948's Easter Parade, starring Judy Garland and Fred Astaire. That's probably what that, I'm not familiar with that movie, but I'm wondering if that's what that song is from that I got in my head. Actually, we'll take a break here. I was actually at, this would have been, I want to say, somewhere in, this was years ago. I was actually at Disney and they did the Easter parade. They had all the ladies performers in all the frilly, the dresses. They had um, I guess it was like a cavalcade kind of a thing. They had a processional type of a thing, and they had all of the different rabbits from Disney. Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. They had and like chicks and everything. They had Donald and Daisy were kind of the headline there. And I should have thought to find some pictures, because I do have some pictures. But I'll look for those. I will take pictures of those and then put them on Instagram maybe. But speaking of that song, number 20, make hot cross buns. Adorned with crosses as a religious reminder, the traditional Easter treat has been made and enjoyed on Good Friday or Easter Sunday for decades. That's another song. 21. Play old Easter games. Easter hunts aren't the only games to play on Easter. Back in the day, parents swapped Easter eggs for marbles, as the young English boys are doing here. Or played Tap the Egg, also known as egg knocking or egg tapping. The traditional Easter game involves tapping your hard-boiled egg against your other players in an attempt to break theirs but keep yours intact. Sounds like a fun game, actually. Fun game. Number 22, host your own egg roll. The White House is known for its annual Easter egg roll competition, but variations on the practice of egg rolling have been done around the world. Number 23, send Easter cards. Greeting cards aren't solely for Christmas and Valentine's Day. People used to send sweet Easter messages and blessings by way of cards too. Number 24, attend an Easter parade. Plenty of towns still put on an Easter parade. Mine doesn't. Meh. And it's tons of fun for attendees young and old. Number 25, visit the Easter Bunny. Some theories link the origin of the Easter Bunny to pagan roots, but our modern version only began to emerge in the 1600s. Suffice it to say, the shopping mall visits came later. And hopefully, your Easter Bunny does not look like this. Yikes. Jacob Herring, welcome in. P.F. Chang rolls. Oh, sorry. Russ says, I like P.F. Chang egg rolls. You're making me hungry, Russ. That sounds good. Okay, 26. Open Easter baskets. Some have memories of waking up with wonderment on Easter morning. That's thanks to some great Easter basket ideas at a certain bunny filled with candy. Number 27, tap into your roots. For example, the Pisanka is the old Ukrainian tradition of adding ornate designs to eggs using beeswax. Meanwhile, those in Florence, Italy, light fireworks. Children in Finland dress up and beg for chocolate eggs, and people in Poland have playful water fights, to name just a few Easter customs. And 28, not in the list, make an Easter tree. Number 29, read the Easter story. Easter candy and hunts are nice, but earlier generations remembered to reflect on the Easter story in the Bible too. Very important one. Very important. Number 30, give back. The long Easter weekend is a perfect time to show you care for your community. Take a cue from these Boy Scouts who used the holiday as an opportunity to clear litter from the woods in 1981. There's those Boy Scouts being so nice. Hi, Dave, Space Mountain Dave, welcome in. Number 31, visit those who have passed. Jesus is said to have risen on Easter Sunday because he did, so it's fitting that many make time to visit cemeteries on the special holiday. And number 32, hold your loved ones close, which is something we should do all the time, not just on Easter Sunday. And speaking of holding people close and remembering, Jacob, you bring on a very good point where we are praying for the folks up in Baltimore, Maryland, the tragedy up there of the bridge that collapsed, the boat. As I understand it, had a malfunction and it ran into the boat, and just so we are praying for them, and that they can go through this and come out of this on the other side somehow, but with the tragedies like that, it's, yeah. But yes, we are praying for Baltimore, and yeah. So anyway, that's the article. And just thought I'd go through there. I found that just a little bit ago. There's a few articles online that kind of to the same effect, but kind of looking at some different things that doing on Easter. I remember doing. I remember couple Easters. I remember getting a basket or Easter treats. Primarily, our Easter traditions were around. I mentioned some Sundays or some Easters. I remember going to sunrise services, and then, but always on church. Always on church. Always to church. I would always go to church, with my family on Easter. Always. Definitely. And speaking of which, if you use Spotify, I do have a playlist that I created, and I found it today. I was just thinking about it, looking for it. So if you happen to use Spotify, I have a playlist, and this unfortunately is not available anywhere else. So this is exclusively Spotify. I have this playlist. It's called Resurrection, Good Friday, and Easter, and it's different songs from like in the Christian music space regarding this Holy Week, and so it's relating to the holiday and the what we remember and commemorate on this week. So again, it's called Resurrection, Good Friday, and Easter. There's the logo. There's the image there. Resurrection, Good Friday, and Easter. So if you use Spotify, if you have Spotify, look for that. You can also just look for my profile there, Dean the Turkey Legster. I think this is a public. It is a public. Okay, it's a public playlist, so you can access it on there. And it's again, it's Christian music to commemorate this week. So I'm going to give you guys I don't know if you're going to call this a treat or not, but I'm going to give my best to either singing or just reading lyrics to a couple of songs. Speaking of songs in the Christian music space, I'll probably just read actually. But in order to close out the stream, and I am going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here in a minute. Before I do want to mention Let's Talk Turkey is coming back for regular on a regular schedule starting next week, April the 2nd. I'm going to be live every second Tuesday, every 2 weeks on Tuesday at 9 o'clock for Let's Talk Turkey. This is, of course, a special one for Easter, and I wanted to go live to, make it important to, the lyrics to these songs, of course, are referring to the true reason for Easter. Of course, there's the Easter eggs and the bunnies and the chocolate and everything else. But the what Easter is and what this whole week is remembering the life, as my little ticker on the bottom here says, remembering our Savior's life, death, and resurrection this week. I would encourage you, as whatever you're doing this week and the weekend, to remember that and not lose sight of that in your celebrations. So with that, and the reminder that Let's Talk Turkey is coming back next week, right here, next Tuesday, April the 2nd, and it will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with the bi-weekly schedule, I will do you the service of when I am live. I will have the little banner here to give you the next couple of dates to sort of as a mental, to kind of put a pencil it in, if you will, for the coming stream, for the, when I'm going to be live again. So with that, I'm going to read. I will read one of the songs, and then if you guys want to hear me try to sing the second song, I will do that. But here's the lyrics to the first song. This is the song Via Dolorosa from Sandy Patty. It's a Christian artist, really big in the 90s, 80s, late 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Incredible voice. And this is her song Via Dolorosa. I'm going to read the lyrics to this one. Down the Via Dolorosa in Jerusalem that day, the soldiers tried to clear the narrow street, but the crowd pressed in to see the man condemned to die on Calvary. He was bleeding from a beating. There were stripes upon his back, and he wore a crown of thorns upon his head. And he bore with every step the scorn of those who cried out for his death. Down the Via Dolorosa, called the way of suffering, like a lamb came the Messiah, Christ the King. But he chose to walk that road out of his love for you and me. Down the Via Dolorosa, all the way to Calvary. The blood that would cleanse the souls of all men made its way to the heart of Jerusalem. Down the Via Dolorosa, called the way of suffering, like a lamb came the Messiah, Christ the King. But he chose to walk that road out of his love for you and me. Down the Via Dolorosa, all the way to Calvary. Now there's a part of that, there's a couple verses of this song that are in Spanish that I skipped over reading, and that's partly the reason I didn't sing it, because I don't really do Spanish a lot, and I would struggle through it. So that's one reason why I skipped over that. But if you would like to, I will also put an article. I will also put this song in the comments. I'll find a video of this song so you can hear what it sounds like, the singing. So this next one, I'm going to attempt to sing. And this is also from Sandy Patty. And this is the song, They Could Not. So here we go. They looked at him and saw a single, simple man. Sorry. Oh, they got the lyrics wrong on this. Sorry, let me hold on, guys. Let me look through here and simple man. Should have checked this before. I copied and pasted the lyrics from. Okay, I think that's the only goof they did. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. They could not. This is from, again, from Sandy Patty. They looked at him and saw a simple man, a carpenter with healing in his hands. They saw him calm a sea and heal a dying man. They saw, but could they really understand? They could not. They could not. Though they tried, they could not. He was just a simple carpenter, but with healing in his hands. But could they really understand? They could not. They listened to the teaching that they heard. They wondered at the mystery of his words. They wondered what he meant about a father's plan. They heard, but could they really understand? They could not. They could not. No, they tried, they could not. They listened to the teaching about a father's plan. But could they really understand? They could not. So finally, upon a rugged cross, they killed the man who would not suffer loss. And when at last they took what willingly he gave, he died. But could they keep him in the grave? They could not. They could not. Praise God, they could not. And when at last they took from him what willingly he gave, could they keep him in the grave? Could they keep him in the grave? Could they keep him in the grave? They could not. There you go. They could not. One of my favorite songs this time of year. And, you know, that again is from Sandy Patty. And she does, you know, with the music and everything. You know, it's a really great song. And so hopefully I did it justice. I'm going to put links in the comments for the article that I read and videos for the two songs that I shared with you here on the channel. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, I hope and pray you have a blessed week this week, remembering and remembering the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and enjoying this important holiday of the year. So everyone, thank you so much for watching live, everyone live, or on the replay. If you're on the replay, you can leave a comment. You're going to see my links down there, but don't let that scare you. Leave me a comment. And so yeah, join me next Tuesday. I will be back here with Let's Talk Turkey here on the, trying to get rid of this, something popped up on my There you go. Okay. So anyway, yeah, join me next week, next Tuesday, April the 2nd, 9 p.m. for the first official Let's Talk Turkey back on a regular schedule of every second week. So glad to be doing this. I needed to do this to bring back kind of a regular schedule to the channel and to, my life. But again, have a blessed week. Happy Easter, everyone. And until we meet again, take care.